difference and due to cyclic loading, that material may be removed. That material could be removed from that particular area and generating a stress concentration area. So all this may form as a result of chemical reaction between the environment and the material, which serves as a point of stress concentration and therefore as a crack initiation point. Okay. Now we come to the design part, that how we have to take care of that particular factor. Now, if we are considered about the load factor, so as I told you that, okay, before that, yeah, okay, that type of load, okay.
So students, resuming my lecture. So I was talking about previously I was talking about this basic definition: ultimate bearing capacity, net ultimate bearing capacity, net safe bearing capacity, gross bearing capacity, net safe settlement pressure, and net allowable bearing pressure. So how these formulas changes in case of undrained conditions. Total stress parameter C denoted by Cu, undrained cohesion, phi u, undrained internal friction angle, unconfined compressive strength test UCS value, unconfined undrained triaxial test UU, field weigh and shear test. QF is equal to SU NC plus gamma 1D, QA is equal to SU into NC upon factor of safety plus gamma into D. So from this chart you can determine the value of NC for undrained analysis after Skempton 1951. So this is the value of y-axis is giving the value of NC, and x-axis is the ratio of depth by width of the footing, and this curve is for a strip when B by L is equal to 0, and for circular or square when B by L is equal to 1. For drained condition, sand with high permeability, effective stress analysis, effective stress parameter C dash, effective cohesion is equal to 0 for NCC, phi dash is equal to effective internal friction angle, consolidated drain triaxial CD. So how you all people can calculate bearing capacity factor NQ and gamma with this chart also. On y-axis it is angle of shearing resistance in degree, and this curve is of NC, this curve is of N gamma, and this curve is of NQ. So with the help of this graph also you can tabulate the value of NC, NQ and N gamma. Now see Brinch-Hansen bearing capacity equation. Another scientist after Terzaghi has given an equation for ultimate load bearing capacity is equal to C QU is equal to C NC SC DC into IC plus Q NQ SQ DQ into IQ plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma SR DR N gamma S gamma D gamma I gamma, where NC NQ and NR are the Brinch-Hansen bearing capacity factor, somewhat smaller than Terzaghi bearing capacity factors. SC, SQ and S gamma are the shape factor, which are independent of angle of shearing resistance. DC, DQ and D gamma are the depth factor, and IC, IQ and I gamma are the inclination factors. The same form of equation has been adopted by IS 6403/1971 and may be used for general form as QNU is equal to CNC SC DC IC plus Q into NQ minus 1 SQ DQ IQ plus 0.5 gamma B N gamma S gamma D gamma I gamma into W. So basic criteria for foundation design: number 1, sufficient factor of safety is greater than 2. In bearing capacity, no excess settlement, especially differential settlement. Clay dependent on both shearing capacity and settlement. Sand depends on both settlements govern. Usually introduction, non-recoverable or plastic settlement when loaded. Saturated soil and time dependent consolidation. The long-term response for constant load: despite the low permeability, the soil will drain over months or maybe years. Reduction in the void ratio E. Settlement delta V soil is equal to delta V water. Settlement is equal to delta VW is equal to 1D consolidation. Consolidation in saturated low permeability soils under external loading condition is about building up the effective vertical stress by dissipating the initial excess water pressure in the soil through drainage or shedding of the load back to the soil skeleton so that sigma V dash is equal to sigma V. A consolidated soil is a physically improved soil, less void space, great contact between soil particles is stronger and stiffer. Testing for consolidation parameter, void ratio and 1D strain. Epsilon is equal to delta E over 1 plus E naught. You all people might have gone through this equation during the time you have learned the chapter of consolidation. Time T after the load application but before equilibrium. Intermediate level of the pore water pressure. U is equal to 0 at the drainage surface. Anytime soil drains through top or bottom, face or sample. Maximum path length. Intermediate pore water pressure distribution, that is before equilibrium is reached. Information from testing. Time rate of each state, time rate of consolidation, all loading is a compressibility of the local soil, pre-consolidation history of the soil, unloading is a rebound or swelling index. Coefficient of consolidation CV is equal to K upon MV into gamma W is estimated from the plot settlement against SQRT time and logarithmic base 10 time and using Terzaghi 1D consolidation theory. So all these things you all people have might gone through when you have gone through the chapter of consolidation chapter in geotechnical engineering 1. Normalized parameter, time factor T is equal to CV into T upon H square. Depth factor Z is equal to capital Z equal to Z upon H. H is equal to mass of settlement under load. First settlement is elastic settlement. Elastic or immediate settlement takes place during or immediately after the construction of the structure. It is also known as distortion settlement. That is due to the distortion within soil foundation. Consolidation settlement SC. Consolidation occurs due to gradual expulsion of the water from voids in soil. It is determined using Terzaghi theory of consolidation. Secondary consolidation settlement. The settlement essentially occurs after completion of primary consolidation after excess pore water pressure equal to 0. The secondary consolidation is insignificant for inorganic soils. Total settlement SI plus SC plus SS. Settlement due to other causes, the structural collapse of the soil, underground erosion, lowering of the water table, thermal changes, subsidence, etc. Measurement of the soil properties, the audiometer apparatus. You all people might have seen this apparatus during the consolidation test and laboratory also. So this is consolidation test analysis, effective stress sigma CV versus void ratio curve. This is compression and this is swelling. Consolidation test data A, percentage consolidation versus effective stress, void ratio versus effective stress. Compression and recompression indices. Slope of this curve gives the compression indices and this CR is equal to recompression index or swelling index. Normally consolidated clays. A normally consolidated soil is the one which had not been subjected to a pressure greater than the present existing pressure. Over consolidated clay. A soil is said to be over consolidated clay if it had been subjected in the past to a pressure in excess to the present pressure. Normally consolidated clay and over consolidated clay are two not different types of soil, but these are the conditions in which a soil exists. Pre-consolidation pressure, the maximum pressure due to which an over-consolidated soil has been subjected in the past is known as pre-consolidation pressure. When a soil specimen is taken from natural deposit, the weight of the overlying material is removed, thus specimen is generally pre-consolidated even though to a small extent. Pre-consolidation stress or pressure. The maximum effective stress which has been applied to the element of soil over consolidated a soil is called over consolidated if current effective stress is less than pre-consolidation stress. Normally consolidated a soil is normally consolidated if current effective stress is equal to pre-consolidation stress.
We have
Estimating the pre-consolidation pressure.
50. And have you checked those four
These things you all people might have learned in consolidation chapter, I think.
included?
So this is how you can tabulate the value of coefficient of compressibility AB. AB is equal to minus delta E over delta sigma. Coefficient of volume change MV is equal to minus delta E upon 1 plus E naught upon delta sigma, where delta V is change in volume, delta sigma is change in effective stress, E naught is equal to initial void ratio, delta is change in void ratio, H naught is initial thickness, delta is change in thickness. Compression index Cc is equal to the slope of the linear portion of the void ratio versus log sigma. Cc is equal to minus delta I upon log base 10 sigma naught plus delta sigma upon sigma naught, in which sigma naught is equal to initial effective stress, delta sigma is equal to change in effective stress. Empirical relations of Terzaghi and Peck for undisturbed soil. Cc is equal to 0.09009 WL minus 10. For remolded soil, Cc is equal to 0.007 WL minus 10. Cc is equal to 0.54 E naught minus 0.35. Cc is equal to 0.0054 into 2.6 W naught minus
Be ready for the
35.
for unit 2, and I won't give you time more than 24 hours. Then you know that your internal
Two different ways to estimate consolidation settlement. Settlement is equal to MV into delta sigma into H using E log versus sigma plot. Settlement delta E upon 1 plus E naught into H. Settlement computation. Computing delta E using E versus log sigma V plot. If the clay is normally consolidated, the entire loading path is along this, and delta is equal to Cc log sigma V naught plus delta sigma upon sigma V naught. You all people can also compute settlement delta I Cr log base 10. Both equation are same, only compression index and recompression index are changing. This is how depth of influence or pressure bulb is developed due to the footing. This is developing pressure Bose-Einstein pressure bulb. Actually, I will discuss all these things when I will carry out the topic of vertical stresses. There I will discuss about the pressure bulb and Bose-Einstein pressure bulb. For spread footing and strip footing, how you can see that up to the depth of 4 times of width of the footing, this pressure bulb or depth of influence might be seen. This is circular variation and this is trapezoidal variation. This is approximate pressure bulb and this is a zone of influence. You can see with the in a case of a strip footing, it is trapezoidal in nature, and it is at the depth below z of the strip footing. Zone influence zone is B plus Z, and for a spread footing it is also B plus Z. You can see how so thank you students. I will discuss the remaining PPT tomorrow, so go through these PPT and having any problem try to discuss with me very easily. Thank you once again for listening to me.